واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا.
Craig is a very provocative guy. He is widely read by many people. He's the author of a couple of books, one called Prophet of Doom, Islam's Terrorist Dogma in Muhammad's Own Words. His first book was Tea with Terrorists, and believes that Islam is the source of terror and explains why Muslims kill. And, you know, every time we've had Craig on the show, we've always invited somebody from the Islamic community to come on with him. And no one ever will. We've tried. People have said they'd come on, then they don't, then they back out. And it's frustrating for me because I don't know the Quran. I've never studied the Quran. I don't know the intricacies of Islam. I know a lot of kind, loving Muslims who don't seem to be inclined to want to kill me because I'm the infidel. And yet Craig maintains that those aren't very good Muslims, that good, devout Muslims understand jihad and all of that. And we've had Craig on this show before to describe that. Now, finally, and I got to give credit to the group of Islamic leaders we met with a couple of weeks ago who helped to make this happen, because it was a very productive meeting. We had some pizza, we broke bread, we sat around a table. I met with representatives from CARE, the Council on American Islamic Relations. I met with the Islamic Center of Irving, Texas. I met with some NAACP representatives, because they expressed concerns and they wanted the opportunity to meet with me in person, and I did. And it was, frankly, if it did nothing more than lead to this broadcast right now, I am eternally grateful, because joining us on the line is not only Craig Winn, author of Prophet of Doom and Tea with Terrorists, but also Jalal Abu Arub, who's a Palestinian with dual Jordanian-American nationality. He has authored and translated dozens of Islamic books. He is currently writing The Prophet of Mercy, which is in response to Craig Winn's Prophet of Doom. So it is wonderful to welcome Jalal Abu Arub to the Mike Gallagher Show. Jalal, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad you could join us. Thank you very much for your time. Well, it's my pleasure. Craig Winn, author of Prophet of Doom, welcome back to the Mike Gallagher Show.
Hello, Mike. Good morning.
I'm glad you guys could both spend some time with us. Thank you, both of you, for joining us. Now, let's do some ground rules here, okay? I want you both to have all the time you feel you need to express your point of view. But Craig, I've never spoken to you, Jalal, until now. I've spoken to you, Craig, many times. Craig, you tend to be a little verbose, a little lengthy, because I know you've got a lot to say. Both of you, if you can, try to remember that we're a bunch of dopes here listening to both of you. We're laymen. We don't know the Quran. We don't have the nuances that you guys will have. So please keep it in layman's terms as best you can. Is that fair?
Yes.
Great. Let's start with a very simple question. I'll ask you both the question. We're going to start with you, Jalal, then we'll have Craig respond. Jalal, is Islam a religion of peace?
Islam, by definition in Arabic, it doesn't mean peace. It means submission to the will of God. It's not, if you're asking if Islam is pacifist, it's not. But if you're asking is Islam terroristic or violent, then it isn't. And today, I'm thanking you for your courage to invite me today, because I'm going to challenge Craig Winn to say something that's very, very direct and simple, and that is, I'm going to ask him to answer this question. Where does it say in the Arabic Quran, Arabic, a language that he doesn't speak a word of, where does it say in the Arabic Quran or in the prophetic Sunnah, meaning tradition of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, just one verse, one prophetic statement, where it says the following: go kill civilians, in war target women and children, explode yourself, commit suicide, hijack something and fly it into a building full of civilians, go to churches and explode them, kill priests and monks, and go to synagogues and burn them down to the ground.
Okay, so Jalal is saying, Craig, that there's nothing in the Quran that suggests that Muslims are instructed to do any of the things we've seen terrorists do in our lifetime.
Yeah, first, Islam simply means submission. The interpretation that it means submission to Allah is implied, but Islam simply means submission. Second, as it relates to Islam, it is true that Islam does not mean peace, which is a grotesque perversion of the truth that is often advanced by many people in the media. Here is what the Islamic scholars who translated America's most popular English Quran had to say the first time jihad was used in Allah's recital. Their words, not mine. Jihad is holy fighting in Allah's cause with full force and numbers of weaponry. It is given the utmost importance in Islam and is one of its pillars. By jihad, Islam is established. Allah's word is made superior, which means only Allah has the right to be worshipped, and Islam is propagated. By abandoning jihad, Islam is destroyed, and Muslims fall into an inferior position.
All right, Jalal, what is jihad?
First of all, Islam means submission, regardless of what he says. He doesn't speak Arabic. He has no idea what he's talking about.
But he said that.
Secondly, jihad means to struggle. It doesn't mean to fight. Let me give you an example. Prophet Muhammad said, the mujahid, the one who does jihad, is the one who does jihad against his own self. If it means fighting or committing a suicide mission, how do you suggest I make jihad against myself? By choking myself to death? Jihad doesn't mean to fight. It's one of its meanings. However, he didn't answer my question. Where is that verse in the Quran or prophetic sunnah that says, go kill civilians?
Craig?
I'm glad to answer that question, but first let's just deal with jihad. Kind of funny here that I just said that Islam means submission, and he confirmed what I said but disagreed with me, which is kind of funny. Here's in prophetic.
Because the line here is bad.
I'm going to deal with jihad.